My name is Dr. Don Wood. I'm the CEO and founder of the Inspired Performance Institute in Orlando, Florida. What I'm looking for is about $1 million. We need to drive the online version.
Welcome to Fun Tank. Today we have some awesome entrepreneurs that are going to pitch their companies, how they got started, where they are, but most importantly, where they want to go. On top of that, I want to help them get the funding that they need to unlock their growth and take their companies to the next level.
I'm Lynn Smith, national media expert and also podcast host. I want other people to understand their story and how powerful it is, so I'm going to show these contestants how to sell their story to Joe.
I'm Bianca D'Alessio, founder of the Masters Division at Nest Seekers International. I want to make sure that they have the right foundation, the right support, and the right infrastructure to support all of their expansion goals.
Fun Tank is presented by National Business Capital. To work with Joe's team, go to nationalbusinesscapital.com/funtank.
Next up on Fun Tank, we have a really interesting entrepreneur that I'm really excited to have on the show, Dr. Don Wood, who founded a company called Inspired Performance Institute. He's revolutionizing the way you deal with, treat, and resolve trauma. I think it's amazing. He's helping people, and there's such a need for what he's doing. But what I'm curious is there a real business here? Is it scalable? And can he really bring this thing to the next level? Stay tuned to find out.
Hello, my name is Dr. Don Wood. I'm the CEO and founder of the Inspired Performance Institute. We're here today looking for $1 million to help fund our online program. Our online program called TIP has about a 90% success rate in eliminating the effects of post-traumatic stress, anxiety, depression. And I'm looking forward to presenting it here to you today.
Well, welcome to Fun Tank, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
So I guess, please explain to us what you do.
Yeah, it's really a cutting-edge approach. I mean, I don't think it's a secret that we're in a mental health crisis in this country. We've got an addiction problem, which is huge. And what I believe is it's not really being served properly. And the name of the business, the Inspired Performance Institute, can sort of lead you thinking this is just about performance, which it is. But what I had found, and the reason, the genesis of this was really from trauma. And I really got into this program to really save my daughter's life. My daughter was diagnosed with Crohn's at 14. They told us there's no cure for Crohn's. We don't know what causes Crohn's, but she's gonna have to manage this for the rest of her life. And then she developed a second autoimmune disorder called idiopathic pulmonary hemosiderosis. That was potentially a death sentence. But what I discovered was by resolving trauma, we can increase performance. And what I mean by that, it's actually fascinating when you get into the science of it. It actually changes the mitochondria, the DNA, the energy in the cell. And I've had veterans that I work with, but also when I work with athletes, I love working with athletes because you can measure it so quickly. I've had people, Marco Cicchetto, win, he's actually the world fastest man running on prosthetics for marathons. And he did that after going through the program. And so he broke the world record 9 days after going through the program. And what I told him, I said, Marco, I didn't make you faster. You were always that fast. That power was being held back because it was running the trauma loop.
I just got the chills.
It's me too.
Keep going, keep going.
Okay. But it really started because of my daughter. I wasn't in this at all. I'd been an entrepreneur all my life, financial services, other things that I had done. But when my daughter was 13, she was diagnosed with Crohn's. And I was in a totally different business, not doing this at all. And what they told us is there's no cure for Crohn's. We don't know what causes Crohn's. She's just gonna have to manage this for the rest of her life. And so we did all kinds of research. My wife did amazing research, but everything kept coming back to the same thing. There's no cure, you manage it. She ended up having 4 resections done where they took out 24 inches of her intestines. She really suffered. I went back, got my PhD, I went back and did the research.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, the chills just keep going. Wow.
And so what I discovered is, and what we didn't know at the time, is that my daughter had some unresolved trauma from when she was 6 that we knew nothing about. Some sexual abuse that devastated my wife, devastated me, that we knew nothing about it. But that unresolved trauma was having a major effect on her. And a lot of people don't understand how much trauma affects them. And it does. It affects them physically and emotionally. So I can eliminate post-traumatic stress, panic attacks, anxiety attacks in 4 hours. I'm just resetting the way the system is working. It's a reboot. When we have a traumatic event in our lifetime, we're very activated, our sight, smell, hearing. So it's recording that event in high definition. So that's what's actually turning the system on. When you recall it, so if I asked you to tell me about an event you had 20 years ago and you started to shake and cry, that's because your mind is seeing that memory in real time and it's calling for an action. So what I say to somebody is, if you have an emotion like fear or anger, that is actually a call for an action. But there's no action you can take now. So if that's constantly calling you into an action, it's going to have an effect on your physical and emotional health. That I can shut off. People say inflammation is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's a cell danger response to protect the system. If you came up, I hope you don't, but if you came up and started punching me in the arm, what's going to happen to my arm? It's going to swell. The purpose of that is to protect it. It's under attack. The cells become hardened and inflamed so nothing can penetrate the cell during the attack. So that's actually a good thing. The problem is when it becomes chronic, not the inflammation in those early stages.
I have to say, I don't often tear up. I'm tearing up because you're on the verge of changing so many people's lives. Everything you're saying is just so relatable. I'm thinking about it in my own life. I'm thinking about it in my friends and my family's lives.
So many people I want to bring to you.
It's just, it's incredible. And I can't wait to hear more because I don't want you to stop speaking at all, but I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I feel the same way. What's amazing to me is just in all the modern medicine and how far we've come in medicine, that there's things like this that are just missed because it's not a prescription drug or medication or a procedure.
No.
You know, and it's just amazing to me all the things that are done today, I think, in medicine. There's some great things that are done in medicine, so I'm not knocking it, but a lot of the things, especially when you go to a doctor, no one's ever getting to the root of the problem. It's just giving you things to help you get through it, to mask it. So I really appreciate what you're doing. How is your daughter now, by the way?
No Crohn's.
Wow.
No lung disorder.
Oh
Gone.
my gosh.
She actually ended up with a cyst on her ovary a few years ago. They went in to operate. The doctor comes in after the operation and he said, I'm looking at your chart and your chart says you have Crohn's. She goes, yeah, I have Crohn's. He goes, well, I operated. There's no evidence you have Crohn's. And he said to her, he says, well, I hate to tell you this. You've never had Crohn's. And she goes, no, I've had 4 resections done. I've gone down to 95 pounds, 24 inches taken out.
Jesus.
And he says, well, Crohn's doesn't go away. And so I explained to him what my theory was, is that the trauma was looping. It's all coming from memory, the way we store traumatic memory. If that was true, you'd have a Nobel Peace Prize. And so we're seeing all of these people, once you get the trauma resolved, how many things change physically. And it's very quick.
Wow. So when someone goes through your program, how long is the program? How does the program work, and how long does it go through the program? What does it cost to go through the program?
Here's the best part, and is I can fix these things in 4 hours.
What?
So if you watch a lot of the testimonials on our site, you'll hear people. One of the Boston Marathon bombing survivors, she came in 5.5 years of dealing with post-traumatic stress, terror nightmares every night. She said, I heard about your program. She says, it sounds too good to be true, but I'm desperate because I have nightmares every night. But she goes, nothing really helped. So if you watch her testimonial on our site, she'll say, I can't believe I have no more nightmares, no more post-traumatic stress. She went back to the 6th anniversary and said, I'm going to push this to the limit. I'm gonna walk the same route I walked that day. I'm gonna stand right where I was when the bombs went off at the exact time. And she sent me a picture of her standing there. Go, this wouldn't have been possible without you.
Wow.
No fear.
Wow.
It was gone.
Wow.
And only 4 hours?
It's a glitch. It's an error message. This is the way I explain it. So the first thing I do when somebody sits down in the first 2 hours, it's all science and education. I show them what I learned and how the brain works and how this is happening. And that's why I say to them, there's nothing wrong with you and there's nothing wrong with your mind. I know exactly why you're feeling what you're feeling. It's supposed to work that way. Our nervous system is supposed to activate if there's a threat. The problem is that the mind is looking at memory in real time. That glitches it and puts it into an activation. And so then the person feels, right, the emotion. We were charging $5,000. The first thing we do is we work on what created the pain, which is the trauma. I can get rid of that quickly. And then we recode the codes that got built out, and they listen to a series of audios for the next 30, 60 days. People have been listening to them for years. We have a whole bunch of them, and they continue to listen to them. The key is to get the nervous system to stay regulated. So $5,000 is what we're charging. Really what we're trying to do is not get me busier, is to get our online version of this busier, because I'm a limited resource. And we have a whole 4 hours in digital, and it's very effective. People are getting great results with it. We just need to get the messaging out there. Not enough people know about it. So we keep raising my prices to discourage people just to come and see me and push them to the online. And the online's $1,500, which is a lot more reasonable. And we're charging now between $7,500 and $12,000 for a 2 to 3 day with me.
Mm-hmm. And so the online version is effective?
Amazing.
Is it like a course, or is it online with somebody else, or it's a course?
4 hours, just you. So you just sit there and you listen to it. It's me taking you through it. So it's me and video modules taking you through the whole course.
This is going to be huge, and the way that you've identified that you have to do this digitally.
Yeah.
You have to, because you can't scale you know? I was just going to ask you, are other people on your team doing this? Like, how is it? But it's the digital piece.
It's very, very specific on what I do. And it's not that I'm trying to make myself more important, but it's the tone of my voice, the pacing, all of that is what works.
I feel like I'm sitting like in a moment in history right now, and all I have to say is I feel like so lucky to be part of it and to have spoken to you for this long, because it's just incredible. How many people have you helped in person and have gone through the course so far?
A few thousand,
wow.
But it's nowhere near what
You're just getting started. I mean,
we're just getting started. And our biggest problem though is that getting the word out there, right? And we talked about it, and this is something we just actually thought about a month ago, is what I had said that Rebecca had said. It sounds too good to be true.
Well, is that the biggest reason why people don't move forward with you?
No,
because,
I think it's people who hear about it, that may be part of it, but the problem is people aren't hearing about it.
I got it. And do doctors challenge you on this?
Amazingly not.
They don't?
I would have thought almost never do I get challenged. What I hear all the time is, that's interesting, I never thought about that. That makes sense.
It's amazing to me.
Yeah.
And you've done thousands personally, and how many?
Through online.
And through online?
Yeah.
Got it. What did the business do in revenue last year?
Last year was about 700,000. This year we're on target for about $1 million. But that's almost all me. And that's the problem.
Yeah,
is that
you have a business that's built around you.
And I'm writing books, doing everything else, right? And so if I just wanted to have a really good business, I could do $1 million, $1.5 million and have a small office and have people coming in. But that's not what we want to do. We really feel like we've got something that can change the world, can have a major impact, and we've got so many lives that we've changed.
How will this $1 million get you to the gajillions of people that will take this program? Because they will.
I'm just thinking we just need to hire a team that does nothing but promote.
Marketing.
Right? The problem is our team right now is involved in the management of what we're trying to do. So we don't have anybody really truly focused. And even if we get an agency to try to help us, you got to fund it. And if you don't give them enough funding, how are they going to get it to that next level?
Yeah.
Right?
How big's your team right now?
Right now, it's small. We've got like 6 people.
Okay. All right, so let's really dive into the business. I think everything you talked about, I think we can all agree that it's truly fascinating and really amazing and just remarkable.
Thanks.
And there's a lot of people out there that need this and there's a necessity for what you're doing. So I think the opportunity is endless, and the reality is as time goes on, trauma is not disappearing.
No.
Now I think it's just more of a real marketing plan.
That's it.
But doing it in a way that's going to be effective and profitable.
Right.
Because it's easy to drive in leads. It's hard to do it in a profitable way.
And that's been our biggest problem, and that's not our expertise.
Yep.
We've tried to work with different people, not really come up with the answers, right? But I don't think we've funded it the right way as part of the problem. We sort of tried to piecemeal here and there. Yeah.
Got it.
Seems like, have you made your decision? It's kind of a...
It's an interesting one. What I want to understand, though, let's just talk about the business and the numbers. If everything you're saying is accurate and real, which I do believe you. I just think it's amazing. There's something massive here. What I'm trying to understand, though, with the numbers, why is the business, if it's a small team and you, how come it's at a break even or just with a small profit? Like, where's the money been? Where have you been spending money?
Really, it's on, our salaries for that group is about $250,000 a year. It's not crazy.
Yeah.
We've got a little bit of overhead and stuff like that. We do have some debt that it's pretty much all my debt, right, that I've borrowed, right, to put into the business and my own capital. So we just haven't pushed it, but because it's all been me, there's no point in trying to get me to $1.5 million in revenue. We really needed to get the online, and that's where we've been struggling. So trying to figure out the model, how do we do it? Because the profitability of the online program is massive.
There's no doubt that the opportunity is massive. The challenge is the business can't support $1 million in debt right now. And if you were to take that money, as soon as you get $1 million, you have to start paying it back.
Right.
And it would completely crush your cash flow. So it wouldn't be helpful for you. Your business probably, qualifies for somewhere in the $100,000 range.
Right.
I think that we need to really get clear with who the right agency is and who the right partnerships are.
Right.
Do you have any partners in the business?
Nope. No.
Are you open to equity?
Yeah, I think that's probably the only way we can go.
Yeah.
Right, just for what you said as well.
Yeah.
We got to have somebody who sees the long-term play here. Otherwise, it would crush us.
Yeah. And trust me, I'd love to loan you $1 million. That's my business. But right now, if we did that, it would be a challenge. Let us talk.
Okay.
I appreciate everything that you went into. Let us talk for a few minutes, and then we'll be right back.
Okay. Sounds
Okay,
good.
good.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So wow. I think we are all witnessing something that's transformational.
I think I'm blown away, And if what he's saying is real, like if it's that effective, it's game changing. How many people out there go through 4 hours and change their lives?
No, this can reach everyone.
And I think you're so right. $1 million isn't what he needs. He needs strategic partners that are going to be incentivized because they see the vision.
I think the best businesses solve big problems. He's solving a big problem, but they make it simple and easy. And he's made it simple and easy. It's 4 hours.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have 4 hours to solve years of trauma, like I don't know, what else to tell you.
It's just getting people to do it.
And it's affordable. I mean, $1,500. He should charge more for the online.
Once he gets the proof.
But I think he wants to, deliver what he's doing. I mean, I think about people like that. They're spending more on prescription drugs and doctor visits and bullshit.
Oh, absolutely.
And they're getting nowhere. So I know he wants $1 million. The business is going to qualify for $1 million, but I love connecting people and helping people, and I want to see him grow and scale because I think there's so much good behind this. But I think he needs some real strategic partners in order to make it happen. Dr. Wood, I think what you've done is truly revolutionary.
Thank you.
On top of that, I think you deserve the #1 dad award on what you've done for your daughter. I mean, it's unbelievable.
Right.
Even if I gave you $1 million today, it's got to get executed.
Right.
You've already figured out a lot of the plumbing and you've solved a major issue, but I think there's some probably more than one strategic partnerships that need to really be brought to the table here.
Can I be one of those strategic partners?
Sure.
I'll do the rev share with you.
Okay.
I'll introduce you to the power players. A media background, 15 years as a news anchor in the top outlets. You need to be on TV. You need to have America and the world see you and what you're doing.
Yeah, and I'm not surprised with the $1 million. You're absolutely right. If you just gave us $1 million, we would have to go find somebody to how to spend the $1 million.
Yeah.
It's not like we would just
Yeah.
go out and start spending it.
So we want to
Yeah.
work in the opposite way.
Yep.
We
Right.
want to help bring the people to the table,
Yes.
and then we'll figure out the money piece.
Perfect. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just got the chills again. This is really going to be big.
Great. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks for your time.
Real pleasure.
All right. Pleasure meeting
Thank
you.
you. I
Thanks.
appreciate your story.
Knowing that we can help millions of people is so validating that we're on the right track. I've known this for a long time. It's just nice to have it reinforced by people who are living in the business world, understand how to make businesses work. So when they say, yeah, I see it, again, that's just helping us validate all the hard work we put in.
Fun Tank is presented by National Business Capital. To work with Joe's team, go to nationalbusinesscapital.com/funtank.